Ahoy and welcome to Block Island. I'm Donna. I live on a trawler Blue Moon with my husband Jim. And today I'm running an errand into town. I need to grab a few groceries before we head off to Cottages, and I thought I'd give you a bit of a tour between the new harbor to the downtown area and some of the nice things you can do here. I'm gonna walk into town and grab a few more supplies before we leave for Cottages. This is the ore, and you can see Paynes Dock over there. The walk into town isn't bad. It's about 1.25 miles if you take the short way, about 1.5 miles if you do the ocean route. And it's a nice walk. I remember in the olden days, sound like an old fart, where these houses are right now, it used to be a farm and there'd be cows grazing there. Off to the right, it's not visible here, but they have a farmer's market and craft thing they have on Wednesdays and Saturdays, where that flagpole is. This is, I believe, the Narragansett Inn here. I take a little shortcut. Nice to see them doing some renovations on it. It's a neat structure. They often have weddings here too. They'll put up a big tent on the lawn here overlooking New Harbor. Just down the hill from the boat basin is Deadeye Dicks, this building over here. Lovely restaurant, and Dick's Fish was where I get my lobster, but they have a lot of nice things, veg and fish and corn on the cob. Thank you. And the Block Island Maritime Institute. We have fun visiting there. They have basically supposed to be for kids, but Jim and I are kids at heart, so we go and check out all the creatures. They have a nice little aquarium, a petting zoo, or whatever you want to call it, where you can actually touch the creatures and things. And of course, this is known here as the hog pen. They have a few docks, and it's where a lot of the fishing boats are located, in this little cove here. Great kayaking through the salt marshes coming through here. Along the way you can stop and get some of Paynes Killer Donuts. I think their logo is brilliant. There's some of the salt marshes. Go across. A lot of people rent bikes and mopeds, which is fun on the island, but you have to be very careful, especially in the town area where it's busy, and I'm afraid people do take a spill here and there. So I think I'll stick to foot traffic for now. I haven't been on a bike in way too many years. I'm not sure this is a good place to restart my biking. That square building on the hill was I believe, weather observatory back in the day. I just love these buildings with the old mansard style. That's where you have the roof line come down and then kind of continue over this side. This used to be where they got all their power from, generators. They now have 5 windmills offshore, which provides the majority of the power for the island, given that it's very windy here. They even sell a whole bunch to shore. I guess they have these as backup for when the wind doesn't blow, but that's not very often, I don't think. They have a nice hardware store here too, so if you have any issues with your boats and need a few bits and bobs, this is the place to go. Probably can order things from ashore too if they don't have it, but I've never tried that. As we approach town, you come across a couple of fun pubs here, and on the left is the Black Island Grocery, which is really very well equipped. I've been impressed. We always do a big provisioning here because you can call a cab here and they'll take you right to the boat basin. Can't say I've ever been in these pubs, but I'm told they're fun. Bakery always has a line. It's a bagel place. Always has a line out the door. And then the Historical Society, nice museum, gift shop. They have a well-stocked liquor store, though you can also get wine, beer, and spirits at the grocery. Some nice little shops and inns. You can see the big hotel ahead. And then there's also the library on the right. I used to spend quite a few hours at the library back in the day when Wi-Fi wasn't so ubiquitous. I always thought this was a pretty little place with the flowers. Surf Hotel, been here for eons. Neat design. And there's Old Harbor. This is where most of the ferries come in. There's one that goes to New Harbor from Montauk, but all the rest come in here. The waterfront is lined with nice little shops and National Hotel. Very quaint. And the shops are very fun. Ballards off in the distance. Giant restaurant right on the beach. At the well-known monument, though someone said it was actually somebody else that they thought was for the temperance movement, but it wasn't. Very pretty church up there. Post office is in this big building, as well as some nice art galleries. We always enjoy taking a peek. I can get you a different view of the Old Harbor, which they made, I'm guessing in the 1800s when they first put up the breakwaters there, because there was no real good natural harbor. Off in the distance you can see the clay hills on the far shore there. A neat little town. The town has one gas station, a medical center, and one pharmacy. So a little bit of everything. And a movie theater. Haven't been in there a long time, but it's good for the kids on a rainy day. Some nice hotels up there. So working farm with meat animals up that way too. I think it's the Spring House 1661. Lots of cool things to see. Say hi to the cows. We take the back street along the route home. Past Aldo's up ahead where the flagpole is. Get some baked goods, and it's a restaurant, plus they have mopeds and bikes and ice cream, the important things. It's a quieter street than the other. And I love this little flower boutique. I thought that was such a neat little building. Pretty little Catholic church here on one of the back roads back towards the Four Corners. And lots of nice cottages. This one's from 1886. And they even have a car repair shop. Little bit of everything on this nice island. Well, I'm told you have to get your car reservation like months and months in advance for the high season. Never tried. I'll stick to coming by boat, whether it be ferry or my own. Little hotel here. I'm back at the Historical Society in the Four Corners. Oh, dollhouse is very cute. And I'll stop and get some groceries. Looks like the coffee shop at the balcony there is getting a good business. They have another spot just up the road. It's not often you have traffic here on Block Island, but today they have an Ironman going on. The traffic extends pretty far back. So I did not bother with a taxi. I figured I would get back to the boat basin on foot despite carrying a couple of things. This one's pretty heavy, but I can do it. I'm just taking a little break here, watching the world go by. Just past Deadeye Dicks is one of two dinghy docks here in New Harbor, between Deadeye Dicks and Paynes. I think they have like a 14-foot limit, understandably. It's just over these rose hips here. This one's a fairly new dock. I think it was in the last 5 years. It was very nice. Good access. That is very cute. Using some cardboard to slide down the hill. It looks like fun. Whoa! Up ahead on the right is Paynes Marina, Paynes Dock. We enjoy the Upper Mahogany Shoals bar there. It's just a lovely place to look out over the harbor. The bartender bill is a hoot. Keeps you smiling. Nice view of the harbor. You can see the launch just pulling out. The dinghy dock's on the other side of the launch. You can call the Old Port launch on Channel 68. They'll pick you up in the anchorage or the moorings and bring you ashore for a fee. Right now it's $5 per person. They do a good job. You can see the oar At the top of the boat Basin docks is the Boat Basin Ship Store. It has a pretty good selection of groceries, some boat parts, and of course some fun t-shirts and things. So if you don't want to make the long walk into town, this is a good place to get whatever you need. This is the main Boat Basin dock. You can see all the dinghies on this side. This is the other dinghy dock. And at the end of that dock is where Old Port will pick you up and drop you off. You can rent a slip here. They're on Dockwa, I believe. I hope you enjoyed the Block Island tour. It's a lovely place to visit. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like. Thank you. Bye.